5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Swallow this.
Welcome back to Reasonably Afraid, your horror podcast. Today we're talking about Friday the 13th. We got my co-hosts, as always, Rey Reyes.
Yo.
And Sean Dolan.
Hello.
And our producer, Turner. So if it's your first time with us, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
We review horror movies and give fun facts and make lots of jokes because we're three stand-up comedians. So we're talking about Friday the 13th, the original 1980, not the 2009 remake. That movie spawned 10 sequels, including the 3D for the number 3 sequel, right?
Nice.
Which many films like to do.
That's pretty cool.
Their fourth movie was called The Final Chapter, and as we all know, that didn't stick. They even have a Takes Manhattan, like they're the goddamn Muppets, so that's fun. And then my favorite personally, which is Jason Goes to Hell.
That just sounds badass, dude.
It's pretty sick. It's not the best movie, but it's pretty gnarly.
Is he really in hell?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And then... You know, much like the Fast and the Furious franchise, once you get to around the number 10, you got to go to space. So, Jason X, when he goes to space.
He goes to space, really? What year was that?
That was 2003, I believe, was when that came out. And
yeah, they call that the space year.
Damn it. I tried not to laugh.
I know you didn't want to give me that.
Yeah,
but
not 2001 A Space Odyssey. And then the final...
Well, that, of course, was when 9/11 happened.
Yes, that's right, yeah.
Don't take that away from 9/11.
Yeah.
No, 2001 was the space year. I don't know about that.
Their final sequel in the franchise was Jason versus Freddy. So that's a fun little mashup, you know?
Yeah.
That's like the only one I've seen.
It spawned 8 video games. He pops up in numerous other games as a special character. He's in
Mortal Kombat.
He's in Mortal Kombat at some point.
And then, of course, the most recent remake that they had. And then there was even a Friday the 13th show, but that didn't revolve around Jason necessarily. It was
I would argue like partly him and Freddy Krueger are probably the most referenced of the slashers, I feel like. Because I can think of like, you know, even like cartoons with the hockey mask and the machete.
Yeah.
Like I know for sure, like I've seen it on like Billy and Mandy and, you know, different like cartoons and shit.
We're going to find a lot that is rich in the world of horror that people forget about because, you know, these are...
Dude.
Yeah, go ahead.
Friday the 13th was rich in the world of horrible.
It's not a good movie. It's not a good movie.
Sucked, dude.
Well, you got to put yourself in the times. You know, there really hadn't been. I mean, there was Halloween, and then there was everyone on the planet who made movies went, how do we make another movie like that, but cheaper with a higher turnover? And no one really did it, but they all tried. And Friday the 13th beat them to the punch, which makes them the winners.
Yeah.
Why?
Because name another slasher franchise that went as long as Friday the 13th from that era.
Halloween.
Well, there's the original,
obvious.
though. He meant like the copycats, like Friday the 13th
Okay,
copycat.
well, then specify it. I know it was implied.
I mean, when did Freddy Krueger come out, though? Freddy Krueger is so different, though. It's so hard to place him in there.
Not a standard
Nightmare
slasher.
on Elm Street. One was
Nightmare on Elm Street, like you said, the Freddy film.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel
Nightmare
like
on
in
Elm
the
Street.
same, like, it is a slasher, but it's just like, it is so unique.
Yes, there is a paranormal or a more fantastical element to it than the standard slasher. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Listen, guys, I just did not like it. And it's hard for me even to look that movie in the face.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it probably gets better, I hope. But, you know, it's just, I don't know. You can feel the low budgetness of the movie. And it just is what it is.
Yeah.
I get why it's good.
I
get why it's there, why we look at it the way it is, for sure. But I just I wouldn't argue that it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Well, we're also looking at it through the lens of, a 44 year, look back. But if you were to put yourself in the year 1980, this is the summer camp movie. Like every slasher stole from Halloween, but everybody, much like how Halloween had
I was
whole
gonna say,
issue
I'm putting in the lens of me watching Halloween 2 weeks ago, though.
Sure.
Yeah, no, I would say just put it in the lens of like having watched Halloween and then having watched that and being like, oh, you guys tried.
But again, you're putting 2 years between, and people couldn't go. For the most part, people weren't able to like rent Halloween and take it home. I mean, some people, but like when you think about like 2 years between slasher movies, by the time that came out, a lot of people were probably like, sweet, another slasher. Like they were happy to have it because there wasn't anything like that.
No, if I was a teenager in 1980, I would go to the theater and watch the movie because I had nothing else to do.
Yeah, that's correct.
That doesn't make it a good movie. It means I had no other options.
I'm seeing how long we can keep this argument up before Zach breaks his fucking clipboard. Before we piss him off enough that he's like, you fucking understand it.
I mean, if one of these clips doesn't go viral, what are we even doing with you guys shit talking like one of the biggest franchises ever?
Are people going to disagree with it?
Probably.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Probably. We're shitting on like a beloved like horror movie.
Yeah, top 5 franchises of all time, and you're like,
is it though? Like,
yeah, it is.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Undeniably.
One of the top 5 franchises.
Yeah.
It's really better than Harry Potter.
We're talking about horror.
Oh yeah.
Harry and also,
well, how about throw a qualifier on?
Also, yes.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Replace stabbing with wands, whatever. Okay.
That's my bit.
Okay. Whatever you say, dude.
I'm gonna backpedal a little bit.
Okay.
Backpedal a little bit. All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that like, yes, it's not a great movie, and I'm not wrong about that. I just think objectively, it's not a great movie. But it's one of the first. It's the first time a slasher went into campy.
Right.
That's where because like campy isn't necessarily great.
Right.
Like I would never call a campy movie a masterpiece. But they're fun and they're enjoyable and there's a reason behind it.
Exactly.
And it's the first time we saw the slasher become campy.
Oh, see, I didn't realize I was supposed to be having fun. I forgot.
Yeah, I mean when you
continues his shitting on Friday.
When you watch these movies without an element of like, trying to take it serious, I mean it's pretty silly and it's like kind of it's fun to watch,
But that's the thing, it's like I can't take it seriously as a film. Like I'm not gonna look at Friday the 13th in the same light that I would look at like Hereditary.
Yeah. Nor should you.
Nor should I.
But
I can't even. I used to like as a kid be like, "Ooh, Friday the 13th, that's unlucky." Now I'm just like, I can't even take it seriously as a date.
Yeah.
As a day of the week.
Well,
yeah, you just gotta laugh it off.
A little backstory about that: Friday the 13th is the day that there's a lot of different parts of Friday the 13th lore, but one of the biggest ones is it's the day that they rounded up and executed a bunch of Knights of the Templar back in the 13th century.
Oh,
see, why didn't they make the movie about that?
I mean, it would have been pretty brutal.
Yeah,
these dudes with swords chopping each other into pieces, but
actually, wait.
And it's believed that the Knights of the Templar went on to slowly take over the world.
I'm gonna make my own Friday the 13th. It's gonna be about the Templar Knights.
Knights of the Templar.
Knights of the Templar.
Great.
You can call them the Templar Knights. I've heard them get called the Templar Knights.
Knights of the Tempur-Pedic.
Knights of the Tempur-Pedic mattress. They always remember.
It's just dudes in full body armor sleeping comfortably.
They're just cushioned body armor.
All right. Well, let's hop into it. I think the best thing that we can do is have Sean. Sometimes it's great to have these two talk about the movie that they really liked, but no one liked their movie this time.
No.
So it really doesn't matter which one.
I mean, I don't hate Friday the 13th. Like I've watched it several times, but like I just, it's okay, man. It's you cannot not put the comparison to Halloween behind it. especially since I watched the documentary and I understand that that's why they made the movie.
Yeah.
And because of that, it can never. In my head, it's always going to live in the shadow. Of
Well,
Halloween.
you had the unfortunate. You watched the documentary.
Yeah.
And when you watch the documentary on something before you
actually watch the movie,
yeah. Unlike the Scream thing, where you were able to kind of get perspective on it through the scary movie issue, where you were like, maybe I don't need to watch it. I've seen Scary Movie, but now you've seen it, and you're like, oh, it is a better film.
Yeah, it is a way better film.
Yeah.
Also, didn't know how much Scary Movie also made fun of I Know What You Did Last Summer. So we'll get into that later.
Yeah. All right, Sean, why don't you let the people know, in case you haven't seen Friday the 13th, once again, as always, the obvious, spoilers.
Thinking cap.
I love that we give Sean all of the classics and just watch him just stumble through it.
Just not know anyone's name and just shit on them.
That's bullshit, dude. These characters did not even have names.
Well, he didn't shit on Halloween, though.
That's true.
A little bit. He shit on the doctor a little bit. But
I shit on some of the decision making and.
But for the most part, you didn't shit on the movie though.
Yeah, the movie was so much better shot and everything than
Absolutely.
this. Yeah, so let me. Oh, you guys are gonna love this one. Okay. Oh, Friday the 13th. You guys gotta watch this. It's a beloved classic.
Oh, this is we're gonna have to bury this episode. We're gonna be eaten alive at conventions, dude.
This is what we need, you know.
Yeah. All you horror fans, you already know. You already know the details about this one. Dude,
it'd be so funny. We go to Spooky Empire and they just beat Sean up. There's 12 guys dressed as Jason just beating the shit out of him.
All right, my mom.
That sounds terrifying,
dude.
Hey,
spoilers, but my mom will come back and kick their ass.
All right, that should redeem him for all of you. The fact that he tied it back in. All right, so go ahead and let them know what the movie's about.
It starts off with two camp counselors having sex, and then, or they're about to, and then, boom, they die. Boom, they die.
Yeah.
And it's, wow, you're like,
brutally.
What? That's what's going on here. And then it cuts present day. You're in the summer of 1980, and this girl comes into town and she's like, I'm the new camp counselor, and they're like, what the you're an idiot, because this place is haunted, this camp, and nobody wants to even take her there. But eventually she gets a ride.
It's got a death curse.
And it's got a death curse is their exact words, but dude, the same thing, you know. It's like, you just calm down. They're freaking out. It was ridiculous, dude. People die. Yeah. No, at that point, like, you know, honestly, two people died.
You know what? You can't disprove that. People do die.
No, people do die.
Sorry, there's a bit of an overreaction, honestly. And then they were right, but because spoilers, people die.
Well, we knew that already, though.
So while this is happening, there's people already at the camp. There's like 6 counselors and this other guy, the guy in charge of them. He's like, hey, listen, kids, I'm going to go to town. See you later. And then it cuts back to the girl getting a ride to join up with the rest of the counselors. But get this, the person that was giving her a ride doesn't slow down. And she's like, what the? So she jumps out of the car because she didn't know. It was looking sketch. Person comes back after them. It's POV, so you can't tell again. Which, by the way, ripped off Halloween again. Don't touch my baby like that.
I love that he's become like a Halloween enthusiast now. Fuck yeah, dude.
Now, to be fair, everybody does POV now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but back then it was fresh. Fresh off there. Like, oh, look at this. Oh, don't mind if I take a slice from my plate.
Back then they were doing POV right. Not actually, that whole POV, you're on a first date with, and it's just like the wrong side.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, keep the thing going.
That's one thing I'll give this thing. It knew the correct
it knew POV. Where the point of view was.
It understood.
They're like,
what
oh
POV
my
meant.
God, it's the killer, and then it's from the perspective of the person dying. It's like, dude, you gotta.
Seems like it should be so simple, you know.
Yeah. But she dies.
Yeah,
that girl that got the ride into camp that was supposed to meet up with other counselors, and for me that was crazy because I thought she was gonna be like the last girl.
Shout out to that stunt person who dove out of that car head first and then somersault. There's summer. Why can't I say it?
It's summer.
Somersault.
It's the summer 1980.
Am I having a stroke?
Yeah.
How do you say that?
Slumber salt is what the Sandman uses to put on your eyes and put you to bed.
Somersault.
I got my bag of slumber salt.
Slumber salt's angel dust. Wake up. Okay. So
You're gonna sleep forever.
So they chase. So the killer chases that person in the woods and murders them.
So they're dead, and now you realize, oh, there is a killer.
Sure.
Yeah.
So that was crazy, and then the rest of the kids are just doing their thing, getting. There's a lot of sexual tension in the air the whole time. Every time
so
they're
much.
They're very
Kevin
horny.
Bacon's hot.
Kevin Bacon's in this.
Yeah.
Brings an air of legitimacy to it with his style of acting. That's like so just top tier, and there's all these people that. Because he wasn't famous yet, but there's all these people that are like they're pulling it off.
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon is so good in that movie, and it's like 5 minutes of him or whatever,
Buried everyone.
Yeah. And then he bucks, dude.
Yeah, dude. Oh yeah, Kevin Bacon has sex.
Kevin Bacon
because they were all horny, sure. And so you see the crazy guy in town. He actually is in the camp or whatever. At one point, he pops out and he's like, "Hey, just so you know, I wasn't kidding. These guys are gonna die. This is a death curse." And then he walks.
He took time out of his day to prove a point again.
And then he bikes out of there. And then
whoever they had playing him and whatever stuntman they got to ride that bike away, he stands up and rides like he's 20 years old and hauls ass.
And that
they're
guy,
like, "What's my motivation?"
Yeah.
You're just trying to get out of there.
Yeah, 70-year-old men don't stand up and ride bikes. Yeah. Sorry. Anyway, go ahead.
Very spry.
It's like Forrest Gump.
Yeah. Yeah.
It did have some Forrest Gump vibes.
As I say that. Where was I?
Sean says that because we said that he was dressed like Forrest Gump earlier.
Yeah.
He's got some box of chocolate vibes going on.
I do. And let me tell you who didn't.
The button-up shirt
these
with
kids, as they slowly get murdered one by one.
One by
one. And it happens actually kind of quick, I feel like. They... two of them start making love, and they both die. This is the weird thing too. It was like the whole movie just seemed like there was not much of a plot except these camp counselors are too horny and they got to die for that.
Yeah.
And so in that case, it's like, okay, well then make the kills good. But dude, the first one, like, okay, I don't know if this was the first one, but he cuts someone from like through the bed. Was that Kevin Bacon?
Kevin Bacon is it's not the first kill, but it's the first memorable kill.
Memorable kill. It goes up through his throat from the back, and you're like, damn, that's a death curse.
Tom Savini at its finest. He's a
Oh yeah, Tom Savini was on this.
Yeah, on the first one. Yeah. He's a fucking magician.
Well, then the rest though, he really let us down because there was some where they didn't even show a kill.
Yeah.
And not that I need that.
Yeah.
That sounded a little weird, but
but for a horror audience, it sounds correct. Don't worry.
Okay. Because for this movie, it felt like that was the main thing. Because honestly, most of these characters, I'm calling him Kevin Bacon because I don't remember his name. Most of these characters I don't remember.
They're not memorable characters. Even the final girl, I couldn't remember her name for the longest time.
Name's Alice. Have respect.
And just let's just say,
remember
guys,
until he said it. To be
that's
honest,
what happens. They barely get to like the last second. There's like 2 left when they finally get suspicious.
Yeah,
that's it. There's only 2 people left, and then the guy gets killed, and then it's just the final girl, and she's like, she's all getting scared because like the person was chasing after her, and then there's a moment of silence. She locks herself in, and a car pulls up, and you're like, oh shit, the guy from the beginning, the camp leader, the main dude, he came back from town. You're like, nice. She gets out of the place, she runs over, she's like, hey, fucking main guy. And then what's this? It's not him, it's just some lady.
It is just some lady.
It's literally just some lady. And she's like, who are you? And that's what the audience said too.
They have not previously introduced in any way.
No.
Not at all.
No.
Not at all. And she's like, oh, me? I'm just a friend of, the people that run this joint. And she's like, She's like, oh,
I'm cool with the owner.
yeah, don't worry. They know me here.
They know me.
Yeah, I know the bartender. Go ahead.
Yeah. And then she's like, okay, well, listen, I'm freaking out right now because all my friends just died. And she's like, I just shot it. Dude, relax.
Chill out.
You're fucking killing my vibe. And then she reveals, she's like, oh, remember those 2 camp counselors that died at the beginning of the movie? And she's like,
that's exactly what she said to me.
And she's like, wait, this is a movie?
It was the most Deadpool moment in the movie.
Well, those 2 camp counselors were killed because of a revenge where the day before or the year before, a little kid drowned. And guess what? You know how he drowned? The camp counselors were too busy having sex and letting him drown when he can't even swim. And then that was the mom that said that. Turns out that little random old lady was the mom of that kid. And so now she's racist against camp counselors. She thinks they're all bad. And,
not a race, but.
And if they were, if it were, they would finish last.
All right.
Anyway, so
John just said if camp counselors were a race, I wouldn't like them.
No, according to Jason's mom.
There it is. And so what does Jason's mom do to that girl?
They proceed to have fucking 5 different encounters.
Dude, they fucking threw hands.
No, it was pissed me off, dude. She came at her. The girl acted all scared and then hit her once. And then she goes down, and then she runs away, doesn't finish the job. Then she gets back up, gets cocky again, way too cocky after losing the first one, and starts slapping her. She
slapped the shit out of her.
She literally starts slapping her. And I'm like, dude, you lost.
Yeah.
Why you don't have time to bitch slap her? And she gets beat up again.
Yeah.
And then the camp counselor, kicks her butt again, does it 2 more times, and then finally... I think she chops her. Oh yeah, she chops her head off.
Yeah, she beat the shit out of that old lady.
Yeah, she did.
And like honestly, it makes you question like whether or not this old lady was capable of murdering people. Because you're like, yo, she fucked her up.
Every other kill was like a freaking piece of cake. She just boom killed them.
Yeah.
And then this one, she's like, ah.
Well,
she's like, I'm having such a hard time.
Now all the other ones, she did have the element of surprise. To be fair.
No, not that one girl that was like fighting her and throwing shit at her in the beginning. And they didn't really even show the kill. They just kind of like zoomed in on her face.
Yeah.
But she had time to like move around and grab
this
shit
was her
and throw
face.
stuff.
This was literally her face. She goes, ah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's perfect impression.
Yeah. And whoever was behind the camera was like, that's the money shot. And they were like, don't use that language.
So in the very end, Alice is in the canoe. And she's floating on the water.
Yep, there's more. Oh, you thought it was done.
They start playing the
Oh, yep. No, let me break it down. It feels like a fucking music video. She's just sitting in the water on her kayak, and there's music playing. The cops pull up, and they're like, "Oh, hey guys! Oh my god, look at me!" And then she gets pulled into the water by a bloodied body. And, oh, I guess that's Jason. And then she wakes up, and the guy is like, oh, don't worry, you're fine. You're in the hospital. And she's like, but what about that baby I saw? And he's like, well, baby, you dumb bitch. There was nothing in there.
I think she says the boy, not the baby.
Yeah, the boy. And he's like, what? No, you just fell. Boy. He's like, yeah, no, you just fell. That's it.
I want to point out how in that scene, the actress kept like touching the water. And it was like, you're in crisis mode. Why are you... This is the most autistic moment. You're like, I got to stimulate to calm me down. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
No, go ahead and say what and elaborate on your problem with autistic people.
No. What I'm saying is it didn't make sense that she just kept touching the water unless they pointed out that she was autistic earlier in the movie. Yeah. But this is all the 80s, so they were just like, no, she's just weird.
No autism, just
there was no
autism. It wasn't invented back then.
They were just
That didn't come out to what, 96?
Yeah, that's right. That's correct.
They didn't make autism. I remember the day they created ADHD.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, we got about 15 minutes now to get through all the fun facts, so let's try and tear through some.
Oh, that was a terrible movie, dude. That took a lot.
Great
out
job,
of me.
Sean.
Thanks.
Thanks for doing that.
Sorry you had to go through that, Sean.
Well, this movie's 95 minutes. It was directed by Sean Cunningham, who got his start in softcore porn, and then he immediately was like,
Wow.
my benefactors aren't super chill with me making porn,
You
and
motherfucker,
everybody...
you better not.
He'll be
Sorry.
fine. He'll be
Okay.
fine.
Yeah, I've seen better acting in softcore porn.
That's why there's elements of this that feel like you're almost watching
Yeah.
softcore.
Turner.
No.
No, dude.
Turner,
no.
come here.
No.
Turner
God.
Turner
No,
down.
Turner,
Turner,
down. Down. Turner down.
Good boy. Come on.
Oh, shit.
Oh, you
He did it. He's good. Come here. Come
He
here.
shook
Come here.
every light coming down.
Come here, Turner. Oh, yeah,
What are you coming to me
do
for?
that.
Dude, last
busy.
2 episodes, he was just passed out.
Okay.
He's
All right.
back.
He's back, baby.
Where were we?
Okay, so Sean Cunningham directed some softcore porn, and then some people who were helping him produce films were like, hey, man, you need to make some family-friendly stuff. That stuff made no money. And so immediately they were like, we got to figure out another angle, which led them, of course, to the world of horror. Because if you're out of the porn game, but you can't do family-friendly anymore, there's only so many ways you can go.
He's like, I just imagine him sitting in a room in front of a pile of coke, and he's like, I could do sex of violence.
Pick one. The film was completely made in New Jersey, and I feel like looking back on it, there's some
God,
stuff
how do
that
I felt it in my soul.
I know.
I felt it in my soul that I was Jersey.
If you ever want to go to the camp, you can actually visit the camp. I don't know if it's open now, but excuse you.
Camp
Sir.
Crystal Lake? Is it in Jersey?
So it's actually called Camp. I don't know how to say this correctly, so I'm just gonna do my best. Don't fucking judge me, okay? Camp Nobabasco. It's in Blairstone, New Jersey. You can actually look it up. It's a place that supposedly you can go. Don't quote me on that. Don't trespass and be like, I heard it on a podcast.
Yeah. Isn't there a place with Jason at the bottom of the lake, tied to the bottom of the lake?
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
They put like a Jason figure.
Oh.
Yeah,
you know.
they have a Jason statue
It's
like
fun.
tied to the bottom of the lake.
This movie is, we figured it out watching it, but the guy, the people that worked on the movie didn't realize it till after they were done. It's Psycho in reverse. Like the mom is hearing the voices of Jason in her head and like being Jason.
Did they say that? Like they actually came out and they were like, oh, I guess it is Psycho.
Yeah, they realized that. I believe the screenwriter was the one who realized it afterward. He was like, oh, yeah.
Who came up with the music? Because whoever came up with the music, like, was just like, I'm just gonna do Psycho.
Yep. His name is I forget how to say his last name exactly. It's Harry Manfredi, I think is his name, Manfredi, something like that. Very famous composer. He's made a lot of original work since and before, but it's Psycho.
It's 100% Psycho.
It's Psycho. But he did add in the.
But is it the same? Like, is it the exact same like thing? Like, or is it like, it just like he was just like, yeah, I'll just do the same thing, but just change things.
It's slightly altered.
Okay.
No one took any kind of legal action. There are several lawsuits involved in the franchise over the years because there's a lot of different stuff that's happened. But specifically,
Shit being stolen.
Not stolen, but people, payment issues and that kind of thing. Because the world of horror is rife with people. It's a lot like comedy. People come to these things we love to milk them for all they're worth and try and get whatever they can out of it.
I haven't watched the movies like aside from the first one, and I think Jason in Space or Jason X.
Mhm.
I think I watched that one. But it just, I don't know, these movies kind of strike me as like this like oh, you son of a bitch. No, they just feel like executives who are like, how much can we fucking make another Jason movie? We're running out of money. Like, it just like felt like that franchise was just like, anytime that you're like, well, Jason makes money, and like.
Now, to be fair, that's almost every film franchise ever.
Sure.
But yeah, it's some of them appear.
There's
some of them are.
love.
some
There's
of them,
some love.
some of them appear less obvious, you know.
Yeah, this feels egregious.
Well, I mean, even the trailer for like the remake felt like, oh, this just feels like a money grab.
right.
Like, and like, I don't know, you don't get that with every Halloween.
Sure.
Like, you get it with some Halloweens for sure, but like that last couple of like Halloweens was for sure John Carpenter being like, let me see if I still got it, baby.
Well, once you realize that everything's a money grab, it's like just because things are a money grab doesn't mean you can't make them good and artistic.
No,
or whatever.
just because something's a money grab doesn't mean that there isn't like love put behind it.
Exactly.
But like the Jason series kind of feels like there's no love back.
So there was
it feels like no one loves this.
So the original ending to this film has Alice killing Mrs. Voorhees, but they didn't have Jason showing up at all. And the reason they added it was because one of the financial backers was like, hey, you guys need to add something cool in here. And I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been Savini, but somebody referenced the end of Carrie, where, you know, in the end of, I don't know if you've ever seen Carrie, but in the end of Carrie, I know the story, but she's at the Brian De Palma's Carrie. She's at Carrie's grave, and the friend is visiting, you know, and Carrie's hand shoots out of the ground and grabs her, you know, and it's like the jump scare at the end, you know. And that's 1976. I mean, this isn't like an established thing of the character always coming, or the killer always coming back and that sort of thing. So much in every other aspect of this movie, they borrowed again. So to add to Sean's critique of this film, they ripped off Halloween, they ripped off Psycho, and then they ripped off Carrie. So so you could argue that they got the best of all the things and threw it into this.
Yeah. I feel though, like, especially when it comes to movies, because comedies like this too, to some degrees, where it's just like there's kind of a line between like just like referencing technique and like just blatantly ripping things off.
Sure. Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, there's just certain things that you always go back to in cinema.
Yeah.
Like all together. Like, you know, and like one of the things that happens, I feel like that we've been kind of noticing in almost every other horror movie was just like the thinking the main character's the main character, and then all of a sudden that character dies. Right. And that's so fucking like, it's so horror, but it's just like, well, are we going to argue that everyone is stealing from Alfred Hitchcock?
Right.
It's like, no, they're just referencing. But then, like, when you watch Friday the 13th, you don't feel like they're referencing. You feel like they have nothing, and they're like, well, let's just watch horror movies and figure it out.
Well, the funniest thing is what you said after we watched it. You said, it feels like a bunch of people were like, hey, let's kill all these camp counselors and then we'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
And that's exactly 100%. What happened.
Yeah.
They started production not even knowing how it was going to end.
They got halfway through the movie and they were like, oh, fuck, dude, we're just killing people. We need a story. They were like, okay, but like, what about if like the mom was like the bad guy? And they're like, what mom?
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about it, mom.
I'm glad you asked.
They're starting it without knowing how it's going to end. This isn't porn. You can't get away with that sort of thing.
Well, I mean, we all know how it's going to end.
Sean Cunningham did come.
We all know how porn's going to end.
Yeah. And Sean Cunningham did come from the porn world. So,
yeah.
You know. Okay.
They're like, what do we do now, Sean? And he's just like, I don't know. By this point, someone's come already. Like,
this is where everyone climaxes and goes.
What do we do now? He's like, I don't know. Just fuck. I'll figure it out. That's how Kevin Bacon ended up in that scene.
I don't know. There's a lot of fucking already. I don't know where to go anymore.
I need time to think. You guys just fuck until I figure out what's next.
And then his stepmom's pissed.
I've been on horror movie shoots and I've seen that exact thing happen. I'm not kidding. That's okay.
That's great.
So,
that's so funny.
So let's jump into some more stuff. Real quick to touch on the Jason thing. So there is this thing where people kind of forget that the Jason sequence in the first movie is a dream sequence. It's her dreaming about what she has a nightmare that this kid's still alive and like jumps out of the lake and then drags her in, right? So
when
what
was
happened?
That?
At the end of the movie, because she wakes up in the hospital at the end. So a mistake that a lot of people make is they kind of feel like they got this gotcha moment with Friday the 13th, where they go like, well, Jason, he would be like, that was like 23 years later. He'd be like 33, 34 years old or something. He'd be like in his 30s, so he wouldn't be like a kid. But that's a dream sequence. So it's actually Alice's imagination. It's not based in what he would look like. That was just what she dreamt that happened.
And they totally thought about that while they were writing a movie, so everyone needs to shut up about it.
Yeah, exactly. They retconned that shit. They didn't know that.
Retconned as fuck, dude.
That's why we did that. It was all a dream. It was all a dream.
No, it was a mistake at all. It was all a dream, stupid.
Well, but that's the thing.
You just don't understand
they
movies.
made it ambiguous.
No, they made it, but they made it a dream so that but here's the thing. It worked out great for them because when they made the sequel, they were able to go like, oh, that was a dream. They accidentally set themselves up to be able to make the sequels. But if they had done it any different, they might have fucked themselves.
Yeah.
But
because I just want to say though, with that scene, they make it they're like, the doctors say it's a dream, but she's not convinced. And they could have gone the opposite direction. If in the second one, Jason was a kid killing people, they could have gotten away with that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have.
They could have done. She could have done. Like,
he just never grew because he was malnourished from like living in the lake or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay,
that happens. Sure, Google it.
Okay. Now there is a fun idea about how did the mom do all that stuff, and if Jason was actually alive and a grown man at that point, he could have been helping with a lot of that stuff because a lot of that stuff doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like her driving up in the Jeep after a body gets thrown through the window and that girl locks herself in the house. What, she threw a body through the window, went and got the car and then drove back? Like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Now it's an obvious plot hole. But in hindsight, much like Star Wars has done with many of their things, totally possible that Jason could have been in on, on the killing. If you want to get into fun,
this feels
fun
like
fan theory stuff.
This feels like it's Psycho if like Norman Bates was not as autistic.
What is it with you and autism tonight?
I don't know.
That was fucking rude.
Am I okay? Sorry.
We're gonna have to get you diagnosed so we don't get in trouble.
I probably do have autism.
No, honestly, shout out the neurodivergent. Shout out those guys.
It's hard to tell.
You all have. I've never said a bad word about any of you folks.
You're one of them.
Wait,
I don't know why you're doing
okay.
this.
First of all, we talked about Norman Bates having we don't
have time for this.
No, it was the remake. We talked about the remake and how like it felt like what's his face played.
Oh yeah.
So it's a callback.
Yeah.
True.
You know what? He's a fake fan.
He's a fake fan. He's not even listening to that.
Yeah, he doesn't get you.
He doesn't get it.
Wow.
He doesn't get it.
He's probably autistic.
I'm trying to move on. You got like
hell yeah, dude.
Got like 2 minutes to get through like a lot of shit, and it's not gonna happen. So
rapid fire. Let's go.
Okay, so the snake. Sad to say, I had to look it up.
It was a real killing snake.
It was a real snake. Now this was a low budget movie, and this is before PETA and some of the other animal organizations that make sure things are done on the up and up were around. Unfortunately, this is so sad, dude.
Roar.
What?
Roar. It's a movie about it's a horror movie about like a guy and a family living with lions.
Okay, you need a notepad so you can not do whatever this is.
Oh, okay.
Fucking.
Sure.
This is sad to
I want to get the people
focus.
excited.
He said he had 2 minutes.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
This is sad though. The snake's name was ISO. He was a pet snake. So a wrangler brought the snake into the set. Like a person whose job it was to take care of the snake and make sure. And then the director was like, chop that fucker up. And then they were like, we don't want to do that. And then the director is the one that, like, they had the actor hold the machete, and the director's the one who actually ended up chopping the snake up. And the snake handler, dude, this is so sad. He like cried, and like people had to like.
Jesus Christ.
There's even like urban legend stuff where they're like, you can hear him like crying like off in the distance in some of the scenes or whatever that were shot around that same time frame.
Fuck, dude. Yeah, that looked real too.
Yeah, it was a harmless snake. It was a bull snake. They're not venomous or anything. And even if they were, it's like, anyway. So that's sad. And they barely touch on it in the documentary because everybody feels really bad.
Yeah.
And then Tom Savini, I guess, more recently, everybody on TikTok like unearthed stuff. And they're like, can you believe this happened? And so people started to kind of come for Tom Savini because he was a special effects guy. And he's like, had nothing to do with it. I would have made an effect for it. I wouldn't have chopped up a snake.
I wouldn't have even thought Tom Savini would be the guy to be like, yeah, fucking kill the snake.
Well,
like,
part of the reason is because he had a snake in his cabin, so he offered up the idea of like, hey, let's have like a scene with a snake and like they gotta like kill the snake or whatever. But he did not go like, as far as we know, he doesn't go like, hey, get a real one and make sure it's someone's pet and murder it.
Who was the director? You said Sean
Cunningham.
Did they go after him?
When you watch the documentary of Sean Cunningham, like talking about like the series and everything, it's so funny. You can see him just justifying everything, not the snake thing, but like just the whole series. He's like, well, we got to go a little. I mean, it's just this one guy being like, hey, something in the 80s. What can you do? Cocaine.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. You're only doing that because it's a successful franchise.
Yeah,
but like if
exactly.
it wasn't, you'd be like, did we fucking kill the snake on that set for nothing? For nothing.
Yeah. And then there's like the actress is like, oh, well, sorry, we did that. The one they interview in the documentary, you're like, dude. Anyway, in the hindsight, I hate to say it, but
God, that snake handler was like sharpening a machete for years.
There's only one thing anybody was.
You guys want to see Jason? I'll show you, Jason.
There's only one thing anybody was in charge of in the 80s, and it was like the stock market. And that's not even in charge is a fun way to put that. No one was in charge of anything in the 80s. Real laws didn't even come into effect until the 90s for anything. I kind of believe that.
I feel so bad for that snake.
Yeah, it sucks. So Sean Cunningham actually helped produce Last House on the Left. So he's before his directing ventures, he did dip his toe into horror. So it wasn't like he was that far out of his element. But he definitely started to pick up steam borrowing things. There's a nod to the killing off the character in the beginning, a little bit of the psycho thing, and not as blatant as the music steal for sure.
Oh my God.
Just to clarify, he confirms for everybody, the argument has always been, is it cha 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 or whatever everybody argues about it. It's kill. It's the word kill, the word mom, and he said he just did the consonants, so it's like so he's those were the base words, and then he just put effects on it, and then he didn't. So if anybody ever argues about the words, that's
after the fact.
Yeah, I mean, it's very likely. It's very likely he was just doing rails and going.
Yeah.
And he goes, I better slow that down.
Yeah.
I
No, I 100% probably think he was just like, they were like, yeah, we never referenced the mom before that part. So if you can somehow work it into the music. Yeah. And he's like, are you sure?
This part I know you guys would love. Mrs. Voorhees, the actress that played her, she came from the theater. She was like classically trained actress.
I thought that was Hillary Clinton.
And
what?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who would have been like in her 30s then?
I'm so sorry.
What the fuck?
Also, didn't look anything like her.
White people all look the same to me. It's a problem.
No age difference or anything.
We've been having that problem all night.
Oh my God. Anyway, yeah, she came from the theater.
Continue, Sean.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. She came from the theater, and she goes in the documentary. She goes, I came from the theater, and in the theater we really slap each other. I went to school for theater. That's not true. She slapped the shit out of that girl in real life.
She was like, I came here for two things: the act and slap, bitch.
They had to stop production because the actress is like, she's fucking, the girl who played Alice is like, she's slapping me.
No, this is what we do in the theater.
Yeah.
This is how we do it in the high streets,
and then
the wealthy,
and then Sean Cunningham had
this
to be
is
like,
what we do in the Scientology museums.
He's like, man, we don't even do that in porn.
Not at that time.
Yeah, it depends on the porn.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then the director had to be like, we'll put the sound effects in after. You don't have to hit her.
Oh, well then I quit.
Then the sound effects won't feel authentic.
Yeah. So obviously there wasn't a real
Mike's not even
coordinator.
picking up the slap, lady. You don't have to hit her.
No, this is for me.
Tom Savini did that great effect where her head gets chopped off, or Mrs. Voorhees the head gets chopped off.
Yeah.
It's a great effect. Like, it's actually really well done for the time. I mean, no, like, there wasn't, like, decapitation in 1980 was not like an easy effect to pull off.
No.
But you guys called it out perfectly. The hands that are like grabbing for it.
It was a dude's hands.
There's hair on them.
Yeah.
They're man hands.
They're man hands.
Yeah, it's Tom Savini's assistant. He's like, get your hands in there. I need to get this fucking head to come off.
That's great.
So that's fun. And then Mrs. Voorhees, you know, the actress that plays her, was in the documentary going like, they had to make it look like I had these. She's like upset that she has man hands.
She's like, my hands are way more elegant than
She
that.
was like, Alice better be lucky those weren't my hands. I'll smack that shit.
She's like, those couldn't have been my hands. They hadn't slapped anyone.
This is kind of fun. Jason kind of sucks for him, but Jason, the kid that played Jason,
Yeah.
he went on to act in more stuff and be a part of the franchise, like in other characters. But but that kid in the lake, Sean Cunningham's son, was originally going to play it, and his mom wouldn't let him. She was like, he was too young, and she was like, it's like too cold and like it's dangerous. I don't want him out there. And so they interview him in the documentary, and he's like older, and he's like, I'm a little sour about it. Could have been the first Jason. It's like,
honestly, I'd be pissed.
yeah,
dude,
you
I'd
can
be
tell.
pissed.
Yeah, he goes, I'm not bitter, and it's clearly upset.
I'd bring it up every Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I'd be like, well, you know, I'd be good with this knife if, you know, I had been Jason for the first time. Mom.
I'd be happy. I'd be like, thanks for not associating me with that putrid franchise.
I love the shade that I don't
Sean
know.
keeps throwing at Friday the 13th right now.
I love the shade that the actress that played Mrs. Voorhees throws at the screenwriter Victor Miller. She's like, I read the script.
Close.
She's like, I read the script, and it was like, she was basically like, this is dog shit.
But she wasn't wrong though.
Right? Yeah, but
She was very right.
But she did a great job. I mean,
She did.
she definitely brought legitimacy to that movie.
She
I feel
acted the
like
shit out of that.
she sure did. She smacked the fuck out of
Yeah.
the girl.
Sure.
So
She was
that's-
also so good for like never having seen that character. You were
Yeah.
like, holy shit, this person's coming at 100. Like
yeah.
out the gate.
So that's Friday the 13th. We should go ahead and wrap up that section by talking about the Rotten Tomatoes scores. What do you boys
Do
think?
it.
Let's do critic, let's do audience. What do we
Critic
think, Sean?
60, audience 82.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's a movie in the 80s, and so like I feel like 80s gets too much love from the critics. So I'm gonna go. It's got a 87 critics, and then the audience score. I feel like the audience might be higher because it is Friday the 13th and super beloved horror movie. Sorry, I shouldn't have said it like that. We're gonna fucking get eaten in live at conventions.
I'm not. I've been sitting here
you've
being
been
pretty
sitting
level-headed.
Yeah, you're pretty level-headed.
We're level-headed.
I'm going to go ahead and say that the audience score was about 80. 87 critics, 80 audience.
You just got your dick kicked in, my man. Sean, victory lap, baby,
There
because
you
you
go.
got 66% to 60% critics versus audience.
Hey.
The
He's
critics...
right.
Yeah, he did good.
Yeah, that's right.
The critics absolutely hated this movie. Everything you guys are saying are what the critics said,
Yep.
with an added element of like, why do they hate women so much?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
which wasn't that's not what they were going for. But
Yeah, but
Yeah,
also
I
if
could
they're
see
saying
it.
that in the 80s, like,
yeah,
like come on, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
a little rough. Yeah,
It's a little rough.
All right, so that was fun. What
They're like, we hate women, but this movie.
Like, I don't care what your intention was. This is how it comes across.
how much do you think it cost to make this movie, Ray?
God, they did absolutely nothing for this. I know that for sure.
Dude,
It was like at maybe 4 million, maybe at most.
Okay.
But like, yeah, my guess is gonna be 3 million.
Yeah, I think it costs that integrity.
Oh yeah, dude.
There were a few
I'll-
people who couldn't get booked on stuff after this.
Yeah, well, makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
They were just
Don't
doing
worry,
their
I'll
job.
just fucking whatever I'm trying to get booked on, I'll just make that, but a little bit worse.
All right, how much do you think?
That was a reference. 19 million.
Dude, he just says a punchline, doesn't land, references it, and then goes 19 million.
There's no way that was 19 million.
You want to stick with 19 million, Sean?
20.
Yeah.
It went up. Okay.
How famous was Tom Savini at this point? Because I feel like Tom Savini was already like a horror staple at that point.
Tom Savini had just the year before he had just done Dawn of the Dead. He was really establishing himself as
so like that's probably where
premier.
most of the budget went to. That and Mrs. Voorhees.
And honestly, just the cost of film back then. I mean, it was so expensive to shoot.
20 million.
Okay. What do you think the box office was?
Fucking dude, it was the 80s. They had nothing better to do. Fucking 120 million.
Jesus Christ.
He's like, it's Gone with the Wind, baby.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna say like
I'm joking. Hold on.
Okay,
75.
Okay. 75. Okay.
I'm gonna say 40 million. Or undershot it again?
You nailed 40 million.
Did I?
On the fucking
On the nose?
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's
yeah,
probably
yeah.
in some change, but yeah, 40 million.
Yeah.
Is the rounded number.
What was the budget?
I mean, I don't even know which one of you. I mean, you win it because you didn't go to 20 million, but it was $550,000.
That is,
What the
I for some reason something told me like go fucking in the thousands.
I mean, they
And I was like,
doubled
no,
the
there's no way.
they doubled the amount of money spent on Halloween,
Oh yeah,
and it
Yeah,
still
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
even look remotely as good as Halloween.
yeah.
But-
You know why? Because people like dog shit. That's why. Because the most of the general public is at a 4th grade fucking reading level, and you guys like dog shit. Sorry.
All
No,
right.
you're absolutely right. And there's nothing funny about that. 'Cause it's fucking true.
we have to. What we have to do as artists is cover gold in dog shit, so you guys will eat it.
And the makers of Friday the 13th have no idea what that's like.
Yeah, yeah, no gold. They just handed you dog shit.
They're too busy gold dusting their dog shit.
They're too busy gold dusting their dog shit. That's the greatest fucking metaphor for art that I've ever heard in my life.
That's so funny. Well, boys,
It's okay.
I think that about does it. We did it.
Yeah.
we did it.
Yeah, we did.
Make sure you like and subscribe. Follow us on all the stuff. Join the Patreon if you haven't already. See you next time.
Bye.